Hey guys, so today I have an autumnal TBR because I really love seasonal TBRs, and I've compiled a list of books that just sound good to me for the fall time. And right now it's actually drizzling outside. It's really gray and gloomy, so it's really fitting the vibe for this video. Although the lighting may not be the best, it has that fall feeling right now. So I wanted to get into all of the books that I think would make great fall reads. I haven't read any of these, and I'm hoping to at least read some of them, if not all of them, this fall season. So let's start off with the most recent book purchase of mine, which I'm so excited about because it's so adorable looking, and that is the Bakeshop at Pumpkin and Spice, and this is by 3 authors, Donna Kaufman, Kate Engel, and Allison Charles. So this is actually 3 short stories, and it all centers in this town where Halloween is the favorite holiday, and at the center of this small, cute town, there is this bake shop where the residents come for treats and, you know, for all just like socializing and things like that. And so it sounds like in this book we follow 3 of the characters, 3 of the residents in this town who are looking for love, who find love. So it sounds super sweet. I'm really excited to get into this, and discovering that it was a collection of short stories really made me even more interested in it, because it sounds like it'll give me all that fall coziness, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Next, I actually got these books for free on Kindle. They actually still may be free, but they are these quirky looking kind of mystery style books. It's called The Paramore Bay Mysteries by Kennedy Lane, and actually this came with the first 3 books. The first book is called Magical Blends, and it sounds like there's this young woman, she lives in this obviously cute, quaint Connecticut town, inherits a tea shop, and it seems all fine and dandy until her and her best friend find a dead person in their little shop. She gets kind of pulled into this murder investigation, and she starts hearing talking cats and learns that there are witches in her family. So it just sounds like a cute Halloween read, probably ridiculous, but it still sounds like a really fun time. So hoping to read that with the Murder Squad. Next is a book that I have been meaning to read for quite some time, and that's Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. So this is a middle grade book, and I haven't read anything middle grade in a while, but it just seems perfect for fall because I've heard this compared to Harry Potter, and for me, Harry Potter is just fall. So Morrigan is the main character in this, and she's been born on the unluckiest day of the year, so all of the town's misfortunes and everything bad that happens is blamed on her, and also she's doomed to die at midnight on her 11th birthday or something like that. But before that happens, someone comes in and whisks her away to Nevermore, where she is going to compete in these trials against these other kids to get a spot in this thing called the Wondrous Society. So it sounds like a lot of magic, really cute and fun, and I love the aspect of magical trials and things like that. It just sounds like a really good fall read, so I'm excited to read this just because I've only heard good things about it, and I think it's just about time that I got into this series. All right, the next book I have to share for my autumnal TBR, I'm so excited about. So this I've actually had since Christmas. Nathan got it for me last year when we did our Christmas Eve book exchange. So it's The Alienist by Callum Carr, and also I guess it is a Netflix show, which I haven't watched yet, but this just sounds so good for fall. So it's an historical suspense mystery. It's set in 1896 New York City, which I've mentioned before, but I love New York City as a backdrop for really any story. And it follows this newspaper reporter and this doctor who's a psychologist, and they're tracing down this serial killer, and they're kind of creating psychological profiling and trying to figure out what this killer is doing, why he's doing it, who his next victims are going to be. So it really gets into like criminology, and it kind of starts that whole movement. They're basically trying to find this killer, but they're also delving into this murder's past. It sounds very atmospheric and kind of spooky, and that's definitely why I had to put it on this fall TBR. And also, I just want to read it before it's been a whole year that I've had this book in my possession. All right, so I also want to get to reading Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I read the first book, Vicious, last year, and I really did enjoy it, and it definitely had that fall spooky vibe. But V.E. Schwab, obviously, she does a great job writing conflicting, morally gray characters and makes you question who is right and who is wrong. So it's hard to really give a synopsis for this one because it is the second book in the series, but basically these college kids kind of do some experiments to make themselves, I forget the term for what they're called. Is it like extras, or it's something like that, where they basically can get superpowers, but it all kind of goes very wrong. One of them starts hunting down everyone who has these powers and killing them, and you're kind of wondering, is this good or is this bad? It's just a whole conflicting but good thing. I don't really remember everything about the first book, so I'm looking forward to reading the second book, only because I remember I did enjoy it and it was really fast paced and definitely dark and gloomy and all things autumn. So the next book I want to read is a little more lighthearted but also still has some depth, and that is Fall in Sweetwater County, which, hello, fall is in the title, so obviously it's gonna make a great autumn read, by Sierra Knight. They're all small towns and I love that, and it's definitely a theme and I'm okay with it. So it's about this sheriff who arrests this woman who is arrested for breaking and entering. Turns out this woman is just really passionate about clearing her brother from the charges of murder. She's investigating this company who's up to no good. So a hitman gets put on her and her friends who are trying to do this investigation, and it sounds like the sheriff is getting involved. It sounds like romance, mystery, something. I don't know. It sounds really kind of cute, and it had pretty decent ratings on Goodreads, which is why I thought that it would be worth my while giving it a chance. I'm almost done. So next, I for sure want to get my hands on Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. Once again, this is an obvious fall read, and it is a graphic novel, so I like that I'll be reading like different types of books in this TBR. There's short story collection, novels, and then a graphic novel. So this is about these two kids who come together every year to work this pumpkin patch every autumn, and they've always been really close, and they are now seniors in high school, so this is going to be their last year going to this pumpkin patch, and so it seems like their last hurrah at this pumpkin patch, and it just sounds really cute. I'm really excited to read it. The illustrations so far from what I've seen look really adorable, and it just seems perfect. Okay, and my final book on this TBR, I am so excited about. This book actually isn't out yet, but everything I've been seeing for this so far has just been a rave review, and that's Serpent and Dub by Shelby Mayhern. I don't know how that's pronounced. So it sounds like there's this main character, Louise, who is a witch, and she abandons her witchiness, I guess, and moves to this town. She's kind of like living on the edge there, and she's forsaken magic and everything like that. And enter this other character of Reed, who is a worker for the church, and their church, like their main thing is like witches are bad and we must hunt them and kill them. Like, they are not accepted at all in this community. And for some reason or other, I don't know the details, it just says they get stuck together in holy matrimony. She is basically married to someone who hates witches, and she herself is a witch, and it sounds really, really good. Like, I love the whole forbidden thing, the marriage of convenience aspect, the witchiness. It sounds so interesting. So I'm really excited for this. It's not yet out. It's out mid-October, but yeah, this is like a for sure read for me. Like, of all of these books, I'm maybe most excited about this one. I'm not sure, but I'm really pumped for it. It just sounds perfect. So those are all the fall books that I want to get to reading soon. If you have any fall suggestions for me, let me know. Or if you've read any of these books and you love them or hate them, let me know, please, so I can know like how to prioritize reading them. But thank you so much for watching, and happy reading.